By 2033, the HVAC market is going to be worth approximately $445 billion. And that is up from around $260 billion in 2025. Now that's huge growth, especially for a mature industry like HVAC. That's approximately a 7% compound annual growth rate. By the way, my name is Abdullah and I transitioned from engineering into engineering sales in the HVAC field. And if you're on the fence on whether to get into the commercial HVAC space, I hope this video gives some clarity about the industry and how it's going to look like in the near future. Now, most mature industries have a compound annual growth rate of around 3 to 5%, and seeing that commercial HVAC and HVAC in general has around 7 to 8% compound annual growth rate, that's very shocking to a lot of people, but it makes total sense when you're inside the industry like I am. There's so many reasons that I see HVAC growing at such a fast pace. And the first one that I want to cover, and the most important one in my opinion, is decarbonization. And when I talk about decarbonization, this is not just something in the future that we might think about. This is happening right now. And it's happening in the biggest cities like New York and Toronto. In New York, for example, there's Local Law 97, which puts strict emission caps on buildings. And what this means is around 30 to 50,000 buildings in New York need to be retrofitted in the coming years. This is something that's required by law and it's going to keep getting more strict. Now, what does it mean when a building needs to be retrofitted? It means that all the HVAC in the building, let's say chillers, boilers, all that stuff need to be ripped out and replaced with more efficient carbon neutral products. This means that the HVAC firms around that area are going to make a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars retrofitting these buildings, if not billions. There are also a lot of incentives for building owners to electrify their HVAC equipment, which is also another push for them to replace old equipment with new ones that are carbon neutral or net zero. So if you're thinking of getting into this space, this should be one of the biggest points you look at, because this is something that's happening now and it's gonna affect the market in a huge way. And the industry needs people right now in sales, technicians, engineers, anyone in commercial HVAC is needed at this point. Next is a pretty popular one, but it's the data center boom. As you probably know, AI is growing at an extremely fast pace. And in order for AI to keep growing at this pace, we need huge data centers with a lot of HVAC needs. Now, these data centers run really hot and they need very specialized liquid cooling technologies, which means massive chillers, efficient HVAC design inside the data centers, and this is not slowing down anytime soon. Now, this industry is very niche and it really demands a lot of people to join when it comes to, engineers who really know how to design these data center cooling systems, salespeople who are technical, who are able to advise engineers and contractors on what products to purchase, and contractors who are comfortable installing this kind of specialized equipment. Next thing I want to touch on is very simple, but it's the fact that HVAC is never going away. You're never going to find an HVAC company lay off like 50% of their people, anything like that, like you see in tech. It's a very stable industry, it's the backbone of society, and it's not going away. If you want to be safe in your career, but also want to make good money, then you might want to consider a role in this industry. Another part of this industry that's always growing is retrofits. And not just for the case of decarbonization like I talked about, but just general retrofits. Because a lot of HVAC equipment right now, for example, rooftop units, are really old and inefficient, and it's costing the owners a lot of money just to run and repair. New equipment is a lot more efficient. So you're going to see a lot of owners want to take out the old equipment, put new ones in for the sake of efficiency and to maintain the value of their buildings. Another part of this is controls. Smart HVAC controls are becoming a lot more common. For example, building automation systems. These systems make running the HVAC system of the building a lot easier for the operator and a lot more efficient. And you're going to see a huge push for building automation systems coming up. These are the points I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message on LinkedIn or leave a comment and I'll get back to you.